My video for October 14th, 2018 is entitled Silencing Critics of the Deep State, and this is video number 2875. For months now, YouTube and Facebook have been censoring, to some degree or another, anyone who tries to expose the lies and criminality of major players in what has been called the deep state. These include many whose names are well known, and there are tens of thousands of sealed indictments to be unsealed. It would surprise me if the Clintons and Obama are not on that list. Soros should also be on it, along with certain Rockefellers and Rothschilds. I'd also like to see the fake gods who said, "Let us make man in our image," included in the exposure and takedown of the corrupted entities that have wreaked havoc in this world for millennia. Of course, I'm an idealist. If that's a crime, I accept the charge. Like many around the world who are awakening, I want truth and justice to prevail on earth so that all of humanity can be freed to love ourselves and one another. The Illuminati's constant war games that have been ongoing need to end, along with the malevolent weather control these charlatans have been employing for a long time. I'd like to see a mandate, repent or perish, be acted upon at long last. Yes, I really appreciated what the ambassador and Benjamin shared on the report that I commented yesterday, the Goldfish report. And of course, the ambassador represents the Red Dragon family of China, and Benjamin Fulford represents the White Dragon Society of Japan. And of course, China and Japan have both been infiltrated by the charlatans, I call them. The Illuminati has been controlled. They control the monetary system and have controlled it for a long time. The petrodollar and things like that have been controlled by this elite group of individuals who have committed horrific crimes, not only against humanity, but against humanity's most innocent and pure, that is, the infants and children that have been born as human beings. They have sucked the very life force out of these people in demonic sacrifices and rituals, even drinking their blood. I mean, it is horrendous, the things that these, I don't even like to call them people, because to me they're subhuman beings. They're not worthy to be called human. They're so below that. And yet, for whatever reason, the Creator has allowed them to play these war games and weather modification games and all of the other crimes against human life and against the ecosystem of the planet, etc. They've been allowed to get away with it for such a long time. And I have lived my life wanting to see real change. I mean, regardless of what name we call it, I call it the kingdom of heaven on earth, but regardless of what it's called, I'd like to see truth exalted. I'd like to see real justice occur so that those that commit such crimes are given a chance to repent and made aware, they were made aware of their crimes, of course, given a chance to repent. And if they repent, they can be forgiven and make restitution for the things that they've taken from others. And it's all about taking what isn't theirs. They do not have anything that is actually theirs. They steal everything. Taxation is a method of theft. Most taxes are just go to enrich the coffers and fill the coffers of these demonic entities, human or otherwise, that profit from war, profit from making us sick, profit from being malevolent. They profit at our expense. And I'm tired of it, folks. I want to see it brought to an end. I'd like to see the Clintons repent. I'd like to see Obama repent. I'd like to see the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds repent. And I'd like to see the actual creator from the very beginning repent. Now, people may say, well, Ron, you're calling on God to repent? As I said in that blurb, let us make man in our image. That's quoting the Bible, okay? Okay, that's quoting the Bible. It's not one God. It's not the creator. It's a sub-creation, if you will, that went in rebellion against truth and justice and have been wreaking havoc in creation ever since. And they've been allowed to get away with it, which to me makes no sense at all. I'm sorry, it just doesn't make sense how that could be called love and be even allowed by a loving creator called God or whatever you want to, whatever nomenclature you want to put on it. I want truth and justice, and I want us to learn to love one another. I want to be able to love people that have different religions and different heritages and different skin colors and different ways of looking at things. But the way that we all need to look at things is we need to communicate. We need to take down the walls that have been artificially erected that keep us separate, because separation is, to me, the delusion. It seems real, but it's a delusion. We are all interconnected. There is a single web of life. And that web of life connects everything. And yet, on Earth, we seem to be on a platform or in a mode of destruction where everything gets destroyed. The atmosphere gets destroyed with chemtrails. The ground gets destroyed with the remnants of the chemtrails that come falling to the ground, and then they put things in the food to genetically modify the food, and that's an introduction of poisons actually into the food system, and all of our medicines have or at least most of our medicines have been corrupted, so that I won't take prescription drugs. Why would I? Why would I want to knowingly introduce toxins into my body? Now, I can't avoid some of the toxins that are in the air, and I do have purified water to the extent that I can, and I alkalinize my water, and I don't drink much of anything else. But I don't eat a perfectly healthy diet that some would consider perfectly healthy. I do like ice cream, like I've said, and I do eat eggs. I do eat cheese. Those are probably the three things that that may not be good for, but I enjoy them. And I'd like to get some enjoyment out of life. But the real enjoyment can only come when corrective action is taken. And I applaud Trump if indeed he is actually bringing down the deep state. And the critics of the deep state, especially if they're on YouTube and Facebook and are monetized, here's the key. If they're getting money from Facebook and YouTube, YouTube doesn't want the people to get money. And there's the young fella from, I guess he's from Oregon or somewhere out there, who makes videos, and he says, I need that to survive. Well, I don't need it to survive, and don't monetize my videos, because that's a choice that I made that, well, they stopped paying me anyway at one point. And so I thought, why should I continue to monetize them? I'm not getting anything for it. When I first started, I was getting $100 to $120, $130 a month, but they stopped. And so I stopped monetizing my videos. Simple as that. Anyway, thank you folks for listening. And once again, namaste.